PhD is like a whole package. So we prepare ourselves for the next step that we want to take in our career. And this whole package contains not only our research, but the conferences that we go to, our networking skills, our presentation skills, and especially also the people that we meet with.
Where do we start from?
In the beginning,
Why organic chemistry? Of all the courses in this world, guys, she chose organic chemistry. I know most of you don't like organic chemistry.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Like, you don't even want to share about that. So please, don't leave.
We take it as like a personal criticism. But over the years, I've learned that actually all those questions and comments that we get, it makes our work.
You send it in assignments late, texting you in the middle of the night, hey, professor, da, 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 da. So how are you able to handle all of that?
The worry that I have is when I published my first paper.
Students can't take advantage of you. They're like overly nice, like, hey. Hey fam, I'm so excited. Thank you always, guys. Thank you so much for always tuning into Grad School Dialogues with Jessie. Today is another exciting interview, and guess who we have? Drum roll! We have Guliz right here. She's an amazing friend of ours, and she also just defended her PhD, so congratulations to you. Yay! And guess what? She's from Turkey! But she was telling me right before the video that there's a way they say it, like Turkey, so let's listen to her and hear how to pronounce the name of her country.
Yeah, hi everyone, and Jessica, thank you so much for inviting me. So I've just finished my PhD. I've graduated from my PhD, and I'm from Turkey, and we pronounce as Turkiye.
Turkiye,
Yeah,
okay.
Turkiye. I'm from Ankara, from Middle East Technical University, and I've joined GSU in 2019.
Wow, that's a wholesome introduction, guys. So buckle your seatbelts, relax, and tune into this exciting conversation.
Don't ever settle for minimum. Settle for God's expectation of you. Until much is given, much is required. What do you expect of me, Jesus?
So where do we start from?
So this was a long journey. We can start from the beginning. I joined.
Of the genesis. So you joined to pursue, is it organic chemistry?
Yeah.
Okay, so why organic chemistry? Of all the courses in this world, guys, she chose organic chemistry. I know most of you don't like organic chemistry.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Like, you don't even want to share about it. So please, don't leave yet. Okay, let's hear what she has to say. Okay.
Yeah, so I have a background in analytical and physical chemistry, actually. But when I decided to come here to join GSU, then I wanted to take on a challenge. We don't have that many women organic chemists, so that's why I wanted to challenge myself and learn something new. And this was a beautiful journey that I had in GSU. It was full of excitement and challenges, but finally it came to an end.
Yay! Okay. So I hear some challenge, I hear some excitement. So can you throw more light on some of the challenges and how you were able to overcome the challenges, so we can pick some lessons from that?
So I would say the easiest part of this journey was starting the journey. And after the start, we have the qualification exams, for example, the written exam and the oral exam that we have. And then we have to manage our research and taking classes at the same time. So that was a challenge for me. And also during this time, I finished my master's in 2021, and then I joined PhD in 2021. And this was a constant process, a 6-year process. So staying focused during this time was really difficult, and taking care of myself at the same time. Those were the main challenges in my life, because I think I focused so hard on the research and trying to balance, taking care of ourselves and then also paying attention to the research and managing the research, writing papers, conferences and mentorships, all of them.
So do you think it's a good thing to also involve yourself in conferences whilst pursuing your PhD and have like a good self-care life balance? How are you able to do all of that?
So I think at the end, PhD is like a whole package. So we prepare ourselves for the next step that we want to take in our career. And this whole package contains not only our research, but the conferences that we go to, our networking skills, our presentation skills, and especially also the people that we meet with. So my biggest support here in GSU was all the amazing students that I met with, who became my friends at the end. And some of them are like a family to me now. And they were my biggest support, because since I'm an international student, I was away from my family, but the friendships that I built during the years it means a lot to me, and they were my biggest support group.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So this is like the second interview where I'm hearing the keyword friendship, connections, and network, guys. Like grad school is not just about your degree. Just like she said, the friendships is in the family we build here. We end up becoming like literally real family members because you are here for like 5-6 years and you keep seeing the same people every single day. And then you also mentioned some exciting moments in your journey. Do you remember any fun memories that you like to share to our audience?
Yeah, I think the most exciting memory that I have is when I published my first paper.
Ooh. Nice. Okay, how was that?
That was in 2021, and then I remember they gave a bunch of revisions for the manuscript, and then I was here during Christmas, actually.
Wow, Christmas.
Working. Yeah, I was working during the Christmas, but then I was able to finish all the extra things that the reviewers asked, and then we submitted the paper and it got accepted within a week. So I was super happy about that.
Wow, that's exciting, guys. That's exciting. So then, okay, so aside from the papers, what else was an exciting moment?
The exciting moments, I would also say the first conference that I presented at. I presented a poster at that conference, and I met with a lot of professors, and I was really excited to present my work, and I was also worried about all the questions that they might ask. And I got really good questions, even that I think about now, you know, when they ask me some biology questions and stuff. And it reminds me that, you know, in academia, we sometimes think that when people ask us questions, we take it as like a personal criticism. But over the years, I've learned that actually all those questions and comments that we get, it makes our work much better at the end.
That's so good. That's so good. It's literally true. Like when I got here, I literally had to learn how to ask questions because you may think you know, but until you ask, even if you do know, just still ask because you get extra information that you don't even know. And like she said, don't take it personal. Like, hey, someone is asking you, they literally don't know and are curious to find out. So just ask the question. Yeah. And also,
I can also mention my teaching experience.
Okay, yes. So yes, guys, in our school at Georgia State University, you have the opportunity to teach during your PhD degree. So she's going to tell us about that also,
Yeah, so in GSU, once we pass our qualifying exams, we can teach a course. And I've taught Chem 1211 course, Principles of Chemistry, and then that was a challenge for me. That was a real challenge. You know, the first time I remember that I was in the class and I was talking about this like titration and everything. And it was a challenge, but then I started seeing it as a very fun experience, you know. I learned a lot when I was teaching, when I was interacting with the students. And I also feel like it keeps me relaxed now when I'm teaching because I got used to it. So in the beginning, some experiences seem like very difficult. We don't know how to manage with things, but then during time, we master those and then it becomes a skill we have.
So how are you able to manage the naughty students? Because in every class, there's a bunch of students who keep sending in assignments late, texting you in the middle of the night, hey, professor, So how are you able to handle all of that?
So I try to use this, the website that we have, like iCollege, so that they can upload everything. And I try to talk to students the way that they can, you know, understand and have a connection with. So what I tell students is like, I will post some assignments on iCollege. Think it like your personal social media account. You need to check iCollege every 2 hours.
I like that.
I was like, whenever you go to your social media account, also go to iCollege. Remember me and then check if I posted any assignments. And sometimes like it is challenging with some students, but I tried my best to have a good communication with them. And I've always tried to encourage them. Sometimes they get too overwhelmed with the titrations when it doesn't work out, for example. Then they get, you know, frustrated. They are like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to leave. Then I try to calm down the student and I try to explain them why learning this titration is important for them.
So then how are you still able to still be firm and still be nice at the same time? Because, you know, students can take advantage of you if you're like overly nice, like, hey, hi. So how are you still able to like draw that line of, hey, I'm your teacher, I'm not your friend? Because then we are also students teaching, so you have to draw that line. How do you do that?
Yeah, actually, a lot of people warned me about that. Okay. They said, like, if you're too nice, they will take advantage of you. So I tried to be nice, but also have a discipline at the same time. Okay. So instead of like telling them, hey, I'm not your friend, you know, don't send me an email like this, because they just like send me emails as if they are texting me sometimes. They're like, hey, what's up? Do we have a quiz today? So instead of that, I try to tell them, let's go over how do you send a professional email, for example, to me or to another professor, how to write a professional email. Okay. That's something that I covered in the class too.
So good. Okay, so back to our PhD journey. Did you like take any vacations or go surfing or go to the beach?
So any vacations? That's a very good question. I think I took only 2 vacations during this 60-day journey.
Nice. PhD. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But I support taking vacations. Okay. So when I don't take vacations, or if I don't take any time off, at the end I felt that burnout feeling. Yeah. I would say probably after 4 years, maybe 2 years after I started my PhD, and that's the time when I realized that it's really important to take care of ourselves. So it doesn't have to be like a fancy, super long vacation, but just like taking 1 or 2 days off and doing something that will make us feel happy and relaxed. That's really important, and then we can refresh our minds and go back to research.
Burnout is real, guys. Take a vacation. Okay, so the fall semester is coming in about 2 weeks time, and the freshers and fresh graduate students are so excited. Yay, I'm going to school. So do you have any advice for the fresh incoming students?
Yeah, the incoming students. So my advice is, try to stay focused on your goal, what you want to achieve this semester. And sometimes, most of the students, sometimes they get super like high achievers, and then they start taking too many classes, and then they can't manage those. So that's something that they should be aware of, you know. So they should know that they have a limit, you know, don't overwhelm yourselves, and then take normal classes and then stay focused on your goal, you know, study hard and have a good support group around you, make friends, be social, and be good team players.
Okay, thank you so much, Guliz. I'm so excited. Guys, I'm sure you have enjoyed this conversation. I've taken down notes. Please go back and watch this video again and again and again. See you on our next episode. Bye. Okay.